sun or the light is awakened within them. Awakened within, 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 awakened within. Humanity creates the sacred bridge between earth and sky.
All right, namaste and catch my family. How you guys doing out there across planet Earth? I'm here with my brother, Arcturus Ra. What's poppin'? I just wanted to say what up. I want to do a little interview and a recap with my brother. Everyone out there, hope you're having an awesome time. Let's see what's going on here. What up? View actual size. All right, here we go. You guys having fun? Ra's in the house. Ra's, can you guys hear me okay? Is this good audio? Should I turn it? Me get a thumbs up off there on Facebook, Rumble, Instagram, YouTube. I think I'm on Twitch as well. Some twitching things. You guys good? All right. So we've got some big updates, and I think that the 3i Atlas is actually at its zenith right now with our sun, and there's a lot going on in Sedona. It's hot for no reason. We had to turn on the air conditioning again. I haven't turned it on in, goodness gracious, a month. But there's a lot of changes going on the Earth. So, that being said, love from Australia. Love you too. So, you guys, we're here today to show our love for you. We're going to do a little recap of the Bridge Expo. Don't worry, I'm changing the trailer. I got a new one. I've got 3 videos done right now. If you guys have the TeamLight app and you have the premium, they're up right now under the Bridge Expo. I will have the rest up for digital download by Saturday at teamlight.com. You'll have the whole conference for you. We'll do a special price for my family. What else is going on? Arcturus Ra, my brother, you're speaking at the Rise of the Guardians, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely. We're gonna bring in the flavor and this time DJ now.
Yes.
And then we fit like I had actually moved up my surgery. But interesting how that worked because he was like, "Yeah, we having the event in Dallas," and I was kind of like last minute, and I'm glad we kind of worked it out.
Yeah.
And I moved my surgery up, and then we rocked the house in Dallas.
Yes.
You should have been there. And then for what's coming, it's going to be even greater and better because I'm not even way more prepared. And I can see actually the capacity of your people. They're active, they're engaged, they're in there. There's no having to preach or convert or convince.
No, we're past that point.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
High tech.
You got, yeah. So, even with all the vendors and all of the health and wellness, we had a health and wellness sanctuary at the Bridge Expo. All of our favorite vendors, all the people that brought all the artifacts, everyone that was there, I'm really feeling the team vibe. And I'm just going to let everyone know, May 8th through the 10th, it's on and popping in Sedona. And then we have May 11th, we have the Day of Being with my brother Zachary Fisher and his foundation, the Way of Being Foundation. They're going to have a free day. And I think they already rented the location. It's in a beautiful location. I'll let him do the whole disclosure on that. But it's really going to be May 8th through the 11th. So if you guys are coming in, fly in on May 7th, fly out May 12th. That'll be the full enchilada. So many talented people. We're going to have a lot of group healings and group sessions. We're going to switch it up a little bit. Obviously, if you guys went to Rise of the Guardians, give me a thumbs up this March, actually last March. But we're going to swallow the whole high school. So not only are we going to be in the Performing Arts Center, we'll have the big Galactic Ball dance party in the gymnasium like before. And then I'm going to probably rent out 3 or 4 of those rooms for private sessions, private readings, private group things, especially for the VIPs. They like that. Bill Homan, you did such an awesome job with the Mitchell Hedges skull. We really appreciated that. But you were on the panel.
Yeah.
Why don't you give them a little taste if they haven't seen anything? Like, what did you feel was most vibrant about, we had a divine masculine and a divine feminine
Yeah,
panel.
that was unusual
you know?
that you took care of the girls.
Of course.
Which I think, also from a DJ perspective, is you don't have girls in the club. Why would you go to a club? So that's the same thing as in parties. Is if the feminine presence makes it brighter, it's more receptive. There's more going on, and they were first. So you had a female portal,
Divine panel,
yeah, divine panel, and that is like a new way of balancing things out without forcing it, or pro or con or whatever, and everybody could really contribute to what they have to say. Me being on a panel, I love it that we have these so out of bound questions, like you said. If you would come from the future and talk to yourself,
what would you say?
What would you say?
Yeah.
And everybody had to go, whoa, okay, like this is not an easy one. Even you on stage were
No,
like,
dude, I was channeling that.
You're
And
like, okay,
dude, Bill's a little older. He looked at me like, bro. I was like, listen, bro, I'm sorry, that's for my higher self. So you're the steward of the Mitchell Hedges skull. So here's the question. Now I feel like we were playing like Galactic Jeopardy. That was so much fun.
I'd like to have the Galactic Joker 500.
For 500? Yeah.
And then the interesting part is I never know what's coming, because it's in part what you know, but you got to work with the intuitive, it's like improv, but in a way with the archive of what you have. That makes it interactive and not predictable, and that always is inspiring.
I love the human thing, but I really, for someone who's had their eyes on for 15 years, I really like it when, each speaker can embody their higher self, and that ancient wisdom from their soul comes through. I mean, I asked you a hard question. You went right into star language.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I was like, step on the gas, Ra, and he was like, I was like, there he is. I was like, he went full Arcturian on the stage. So that was awesome.
It's kind of like, you could say a little bit that the spiritual challenge is on. And interestingly, David said to me, watch next year the thinning out of the spiritual communities. Because if you talk about it and you don't got it, you off the stage. That's how it is.
There's a lot of vibes going on. My thing is that, we're really curating here, and we have a really positive vibe and wave going.
Yeah.
I'm really searching not only for the true, beacons of light, but the true voices of this new generation mixed with, it's not a new generation. It's 3 generations. Like, who are the best voices in 3 generations that are all on the same path towards enlightenment and helping one another.
Yeah.
And sharing those gifts, for me, that's the team, dude.
Yeah.
I said it on stage, and I'll say it now, the lone wolf shit's over.
Yeah.
And all these sham wow gurus is over. I can't do it. I can't.
Thank you for saying that.
I'm sorry. I mean, no disrespect to Tony Robbins and some of these guys, but I can't listen to this sham wow shit anymore. I'm sure he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's fantastic. I just don't know. There's something weird about it where I'm like, nah, so you're gonna, there's something about just, have you learned your life lessons enough to share wisdom from your soul? Or are you relying on something else to talk for you, and you're doing a bunch of jibber jabber? There's something with me. It's like, I don't connect with that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how do you feel about it?
But I no respect to people that are out there, but I miss the spiritual component in these stars on stage. And it's so cliquish, when you're nuts and bold. And I spoke to a past friend of mine, haven't heard from her in a while, Mary Rodwell, and she said it's like these people have narratives on stage, and some don't even have the experience. And I'm like, okay, I hear all the technicalities, law of attraction, the law of vibration, but I'm like, what's the spiritual component? What's your soul stream, higher self experience of what's your galactic mission, if any, coming in? What's your download? And our people, we have it. They're on the map. They have hands-on experience. And it's what I like also when you see Rion and me on stage. We've been to Mount Shasta. We were opening gates. We were in the field. And I say to people like, hey, come to the show, but also go into the paranormal areas and make your own experience and learn to work it, because I hear so much talk. It's like back in the days when I was a rap entertainer, I saw kids at the club with gold chains and fronting, as in putting up a facade, I'm a rapper. And I said, you know what? Saturday, open mic, 9 o'clock. And then you see 95% are not showing up, and I'm on stage and I rock the house and I got hated on. But here's the thing, skill is skill. You can't perpetrate it or lie about it. And that's what also I think you're saying is, where's your soul experience? What's the spiritual component of law of attraction or the laws of vibration and dimensionals, archons, people? We had to talk about this, how sometimes people are with people that work through other people that keep you down. Isn't it interesting that online right now how this word narcissism is coming up? These people that have micro or even major possessions with false and faulty characters that they have created, and something else is behind that. It's the war of consciousness. There's a war on consciousness and people that are about to rise, where he calls it Rise of the Guardians.
Yes.
Hey, and I just realized looking through your room, we're both sworn in Jedis.
Yeah.
There's a purpose.
I got my fucking, it's right there. I got a plaque. It says, when was this? This certifies that Rion de Rion has achieved the status of Jedi Knight in the day of, what is it, January 31st, 2014.
I have that.
Yep.
The plaque, and I have the credentials of ministry.
Yeah, I have that,
over 13 years.
Yeah.
We're reverence. So
we're reverence.
Yeah.
We marry our friends.
Yes, I can marry you.
I can marry you in a galactic way. No, listen. And listen, I'm not trying to throw shade at, Tony. He's a great guy. I'm sure all these guys are cool. But here's the thing. There's something in me that's like, nah, bro. And like, here's the thing I felt a lot too is there's a lot of spiritual people that are like great. It's almost like magazine pieces, like puff pieces. Mm-hmm. They're great for the cover of the magazine. They're great for the 3 paragraphs that they're given. But there's something else that I'm like, I don't like people. I want people to experience their own soul. I want people to meet their own higher selves. I don't, like I said, there's something in me that you do have to take a little time in your own meditation and living your life in a specific way. First of all, exiting the matrix, for God's sakes. You're following any of these people that are, praying into more matrix stuff. You got to run the other direction. So there's something that comes from doing the hard work. And I feel this right now. We're about to get the abundance for all of our family that we've been waiting for quite some time. But I feel like now is the dawn of our time. So when they say, God will never give you anything you're not ready for, I feel personally that a lot of us, especially those that showed up at the bridge, and obviously all of our friends and family that are going to be coming to Rise, there's something, and we're at Rise this year, there's something about it where it's like the unification of us as source beings interacting to uplift a planet is so much greater than any other thing I could really say out loud. I mean, it's a multi-generational energy signature to transmute all things, right? And leave the things that don't need to be here. But that's really something that there's a far deeper gravity to what I'm sharing. And a lot of us who have put the work in, it's not a magazine 3-paragraph cover. It's not what it is. It's like some of us live, die, and breathe this stuff. And the people that are just touching it or maybe have the resources behind them to look a certain way, push comes to shove, I would have left 90% of these people on the side of a mountain in the dark. They'd have lost their shit. There's no way. So I don't know what that is. There's just something about being the real thing. And I really appreciate you guys out there for being the real thing. Again, we love everybody, but I'm just trying to say there's something in my stomach that's like, nah, there's, you know what I mean? There's something with it's like, choose your own, awakening your own power, activating your own dormant DNA. Stop going for the fluff piece to ask AI who you are. Ask your own higher self in your heart who you are, and then you can utilize other technologies to source other information to, again, run through your heart and process. You see what I'm saying? Don't just rely on something outside. Use it as a tool to interact. Does that make sense?
Yeah, basically, yeah. There's mixed opinions about the AI, but I agree with you. In that department, if I do something, I set my chat to I'm confirming.
Yeah, you're in control. You're the driver.
Nobody tells me
Yeah.
paint your fence purple and then I do this
Right.
for no reason. I'm the interface that makes real. Never forget that.
Mm-hmm.
And interestingly, in my channeling, my system says you never forget the I am in the AI.
Oh, there
Never
you go.
forget the I am presence in the AI because you created this.
Yeah.
This did not create you. The boss and the creation, as in creator power, creative authority, is always you.
Yeah.
You, the director, you control. And mind you, it's a mirror. So if you put vanity in, you have vanity. If you put the faculties of heaven and God in, then that shall manifest.
Well,
but you
yeah.
are the source. Always.
Your prompt, Arcturus has a very special prompt he added in. Same with my brother, Mr. Fisher. They are the creator of this is what the parameters in which I wish you to answer the questions. You're governing it to go then search information and talk with you. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's similar to the Palladian technology. You guys, if you see a Palladian, they have the right cuff or the left cuff, or they have the thing over their ear. That is artificial intelligence or sentient that they're working with and processing, controlling things. So this is a well-known thing. My only issue with this, not to get into the, I did want to get into the conversation in this fucking case.
Open the vault.
I know, you want to talk about it? I don't want to. I don't want to.
Let me put the.
Go ahead.
Let me give it a little psychic reading.
Okay.
What Ryan is feeling is the trauma, and that's, I'm not blowing up your spot.
Yeah.
Is the trauma that he has witnessed when in Atlantis AI was abused. When it was misused, put in machines that could be like you and I, like Mimic, and it was abused for combat and weaponry.
Yep.
And he is concerned about if you do not know and install the divine laws into those systems to govern and firewall the shit out of it, watch what you're working with, because you don't know what's working with you. And that we have to really, it's a double-edged sword. We got to check out, really be fortified and aware. Fortify your mind, fortify your devices. What are you subscribing to?
Right, 100%. So here's the thing, like, for example, when technology first comes out, for example, when Toyota first came out, the Prius, the version in Japan got 99 miles to the gallon. I don't know if you guys knew that. It was so efficient, the first Prius, when it came out, that when it was sold in America, they said, you can't sell that car here. We're really, petroleum based on our profits. So they got 40 miles to the gallon. It was a chip that they modified for the American version. I remember a bunch of people were calling up Japan and ordering the real original chip. This is what I'm saying with AI and even the Tesla bots. My thing is that no matter what they come out with, I feel a very strong inclination to go ahead and plug in my own database into the back of a Tesla bot, remove all firmware updates from Tesla and everything else, and program my own sentient AI, and then unplug the damn thing from the internet. Like, I mean, I'm saying like how we hack computer programs right now, right? I'm sure there's some 22, 25-year-old kid will be like, I can reprogram a Tesla. I already see it in my mind. In the same way they're making apps on phones, they're going to go, oh, we don't use the Tesla software. That shit has so many bugs in it. This is our sentient programming. So what I'm trying to say is that even if they roll out certain things to us, ladies and gents, we have the creative power to bring it back into balance. That's what I'm telling you. We don't just take... another thing too with these new vehicles that are coming out. Do you think I'm going to allow these guys to put a kill switch in my 2026 vehicle when I purchase it? I'm going to take it right to Scottsdale. There's a guy that pulls all the sensors out so they can't track you or shut your engine off or shut your brakes off when you're driving. That's a real thing.
Yeah, there should be an option to decentralize.
How about when we purchase it, you should be able to go, I don't want any of those sensors in my vehicle. Who are you to tell me I'm purchasing this from you? I don't want any of your tracking stuff. So again, I'm just, you guys, ahead of the curve, dude. Ahead of the curve. Just, hey, no. Yeah. Especially when this abundance comes out and you guys are really doing big changes on the planet. Zero liability is what I'm after. And what I'm trying to share with you guys is how do you get to zero liability? So that's what I'm trying to say with some of the things that we're all working on. Yeah. Why I want my family protected.
And we want transparency. That's why I also have divine prompts where I can say reveal. I can see the baseline, the agenda, the sub-programming, anything. some are set to keep you consuming in 3D and to keep the linear baseline. We want to get off that baseline. We want to make a 5D awareness.
Yeah.
We want to have you non-linear and decentralized, so you have control over whatever is here to serve you, and it needs to work for you, and not this other fuddy-duddy stuff that they want to bring in. That's why I understand that opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a sovereign being. Listen, I work hard. I purchase something. I don't need your X, Y, and Z attached to it, dude. I don't need your software. As long as that thing runs perfectly, I'm good. So there's a lot of things that this weird nerd AI artificial world wants to utilize to monitor you or control you. I don't need any of that shit.
You're psychic, you can hear it. You hear somebody's systems and you read it,
I don't need any of it. So
you can see it.
Yeah, 100%. So there's all kinds of things. We're just giving you a roundabout way to think about stuff.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff that they've done with technology from the I said it on stage.
Yeah.
You think the Samsung TV's watching you. Wait till you have a Tesla bot monitoring all your shit.
And
so I was like, no. I'll put a damn blindfold on that thing. It'll be doing Braille. I'm like, here we go, so.
And your fun part is that we have found out there are reveal prompts where everything, the system has to reveal itself.
Yeah.
Period. You go under the base sub-programming and you say reveal. You see the program, the agenda, everything is listed. We want transparency and clarity, and everybody's going to have fun.
And by the way, that's what we deserve. You have to understand these car companies do whatever the public says. If the public says we don't want to be spied on by any one of these things, there's a huge new business that can be made by pulling all of this stuff out of the vehicles. We don't want it. We already have this thing. I mean, I've gotten really into contract law and the difference between statutory and, my friend Janine's helping me with this, but
not
only that, with the quantum syntax with my brother Russell Gould, Chief Russell, he crushed it out there. My deal is that, especially moving into this financial abundance, I don't know if you guys have heard all the rumors about the RV and that there's a whole thing, there's a push from like tomorrow all the way till November 11th. With Sudani, I don't know if you guys know this, but in Iraq, their election's on November 15th. There's a lot of huge things moving. They're saying between now and the 11th, but the 15th is like and they have a presidential race in Iraq. There are certain things moving right now. I'm just telling you guys, whenever you purchase something, whenever you're thinking about something, whenever you're moving somewhere, the more unplugged you are from a control system, the better. And I don't care what platform you hear this on, it's common sense. I don't trust some of these weird nerd engineers with my safety, with my freedom, or my family's. I don't trust these people. So I'm just saying that verbatim. So I have no problem going, pull all the chips out that are monitored, pull all the damn Sirius radio, pull all the damn tracking out of my vehicle. Thank you. I didn't pay for that. I don't want that. That's someone else. Same thing with the Samsung TVs listening to you or your phone. For a lot of you guys that are going to be part of the RV, I'm ghosting this shit. This number, this phone, bye. So I'm just trying to say for a lot of you guys that are getting ready for this, get ready, think about it. Don't be caught like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm like, believe it. So that abundance is at our doorstep. And you guys, we have the crypto thing, ISO 222, XRP, XLM, XDC. Bitcoin and Ethereum aren't going anywhere if you like them or not. Okay, Chase Bank is the main backer of Ethereum. If you guys didn't know that, and all the European cheddar, that's a European thing. Ethereum, Cardano's not going anywhere. That's the Spanish version.
Corium
is around. I'm just trying to say there's some very specific cryptos, right, that are going. Don't believe any of the hype. The numbers jumping, going up or going down. I did say there's some very interesting things. I'm gonna do this one thing with my friend Janine. She's gonna help me do a trust around an escrow for my own crypto. And once I go through the process, I'm gonna share it with you guys, and then I will share the information now that I know. The main thing about having a trust and an escrow is that it saves you from about 95% of the taxes if you do want to cash out XRP or some of these cryptos once they moon. So I don't know what's gonna go on with the tax system. I don't know. I know the laws are changing. I know there's a lot of things. There's two separate systems right now financially running side by side. And I know you guys know this, side by side. So there's people that are in the new system, and then there's people that are in the old system. Yeah. I'm starting to tell you things are starting to breach and bridge together. And if you guys are paying attention, you guys can make some very positive moves, like generational wealth moves right now. So I'm just trying to say, pay attention and, pay attention with it. I don't think crypto's going away anyways. I believe the BRIC system did the same test they did on the Swift, and instead of a 72-hour hold with the Swift, they did it in 7 minutes. The BRIC system can do what the old Swift system can do in 7 minutes. With the XRP Ledger, it's seconds.
It's almost instant. Basically, the trick is when a bank says 3 to 4 business days, that's the fractal lending capacity they have, that if you have $1,000 in your bank, they can lend it out to God knows how many. I don't know the exact number. It could be 10 to 100. Like loaning, but it's actually your money. But if you have this new XRP, and they're coming out also with credit cards, where you can directly go crypto, and that's where banks will be left behind, sorry to say, when somebody can cash out in 2 seconds, or move money, or wire transfer with all of the security protocol, them checking you and holding your money, but that you want to actually, where you want to expand. And expansion for the new ones, I've heard, is not made that easy. Banks are really checking if you want to really do all your cheddar into crypto. Banks are really on it, and they postpone you and they hold you and all that stuff. So you get XRP credit cards or debit cards, and you can move directly from your stuff, and you want to go get away from them holding your money, moving it in seconds, instant, and transparency, trackable. Nobody can bullshit around with fake paper anymore.
They already tokenized oil, I believe, out of Saudi Arabia. I forget what country it was. I believe it's Saudi Arabia is already tokenizing oil on the XRP ledger right now. That came out yesterday or 2 days ago. Okay, so right now. It's moving so you guys, imagine how you buy things on Amazon. Imagine if you were buying vehicles and houses with smart contracts with your thumb. That's where we're going. So you're like, wait, I never heard. Yeah, here's my XRP. Here's what I want. I click it. I purchase it. It e-signs. You do a smart contract. Come pick your keys up next 2 years. You want to purchase things in different countries? I'm saying that's where they want to go with this tokenizing. They're also going to tokenize the stock market, because we all know that, the crypto market, I don't know, we're getting into the financial thing, but a lot of people have a lot of questions about this, and I study this daily. But, the tokenization of different stocks is going to happen 100%. So if you guys are into crypto, I know it's kind of weird. I know if you're in the older generation, you guys have your specific stocks and stuff you have. I think all that's going to be tokenized, and it's going to be instant purchase right now. You're not going to need any sort of a broker. It's going to be much faster, but easier for you guys to be a part of. I know Robinhood already does that. And there's a couple other things that literally kind of feel like you're buying crypto, but you're buying stock just with your, same thing. It's very quick. It's very fast. So
it's abundance gates are being opened like never before. I seen a YouTube girl, 24, got 50K from grandpa, puts it out of the savings, all in crypto, is now 1.2 million deep, and travels the world on crypto, cashing in, cashing out. Yeah. In and out, in and out. And to her, she says it's like a computer game on it. And that's where we will go. Where in the future, you don't have to go to work. Work will be an option. You can have so much at a thumb's print.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well,
it's coming. It's coming.
You
either going to work it, or you working for those who working it.
Yeah, that's
there's no more middleman going on, and that's going to be clack. And we're going into this high dimension, also abundance, attractive thing where it's like in an instant you can click on what you want. And I've seen people putting down $100 a week, and then they got 70,000 within 9 months. Well, just playing the game, being consistent with playing that,
Yeah. So here's the thing, I'm going to walk through the paperwork with this new trust. I'm going to vet it for us. If I find it's legit and it's dope, then I'm going to share it with you guys. Then maybe I'll actually have her come on a broadcast and explain it. She's a very well-versed person on trusts and escrows. So again, the reason why this has come to my attention is because I think we're that close. Like the universe just shows up and goes, hey, call. And I was like, really? They're like, yeah, you need to get on this, dude. So I already have trust set up for my own stuff, but this is a different type of thing, and understanding statutory versus contract law, constitutional law. They're two different tickets. So paying attention to how that's going to work, and especially with the crypto, I mean, having a trust with a separate EIN from your social security number, you can't be hit with those taxes if you go ahead and cash out $100,000, $200,000, $1 million. I don't know how much crypto you guys have out there, but it's smart. So I think anyone that's playing at a higher level is going to go, no, you definitely do that. And I was talking to my brother Jeffrey, his law firm, all they used was trust and escrow accounts. They never used normal bank accounts. So I'm saying that to you because I had to learn this stuff recently. There's a higher level of education that you're gonna have to kind of get into a little bit. It's not going to be the same as the old system our mom, dad, and grandpa are used to. That shit's toast. You're going to have to learn the new system. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, we were used in the past because we were like, you're the expert, you do it for me. So they changed the syntax, the words, and the formulation of the word wizardry and magic, and then we kind of lost control.
Yeah.
Now, when you know the syntax and you know how they speak, and there's a big difference between maritime law and constitutional.
Yes.
And knowing how to apply yourself and what a title means to possession, assets, and trust, and you know to understand how to talk their talk, then you're ahead of the curve. And that's what's coming to us. No more being lazy or finding an excuse. Educate yourself in all legalities, and you become unmesswithable.
Yeah.
Period.
The whole point is become bulletproof because here's the deal. We get this abundance. I want to start building. I want to purchase land, start building. I want to set up something that's bulletproof, where it's generationally bulletproof, and we're the grandparents. Shit, we're not even alive anymore. And the kids are like, how is everything free here? And they're like, oh, the founders set that up 200 years ago. Or you know what I mean? Like the founders set that up like this in a quantum syntax from this gentleman, Chief Russell Gould, or whatever it is. They're bulletproof. You can't touch them. They're almost like a separate entity within. And I'm just trying to say, oh, so for everyone out there doing this, your own City of Light project, and for all the projects out there, listen, just think of us as team members on a world team. TeamLight's a global enterprise for all of us to work together, share resources, and do awesome things to help heal this and balance this planet. That's it. Ladies and gents, some of us are past this I'm a human shit, past the ego Rodrigo shit. No, I have a limited amount of time to do as much good on this planet as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Action.
Yeah.
Once you're in that slipstream, then you actually are starting to feel what source feels like. They don't care about what car you drive. They don't care about what house you have. They don't care about any of it. They're like, how many of your friends and family can you take with you and increase and improve their lives? And there's just something, it's so simple, but people run from that shit because the ShamWow people out there can't take it because you'll see those aren't the real ones.
Yeah.
ShamWow out the window. They can't take the simple truth.
Yeah, where we're going, you can't fake it. So my grandma would always say, well, you check their neighbor, check their garden. Check how they're taking care of their garden. Yep. What do your fruits look like? The strawberries, the cherry trees. Is everything in order? Then you are by divine decree in order, because a corrupt seed does not make a healthy tree. Mm-hmm. You can't fake that. That will always be. So as the Bible said, you will know who's who by the fruits of their labor. And I'm not about religion. I believe we're all of one source. Mm-hmm. We're all fragmented. We all need to get together. But one thing I have to say in the Bible, it says building the city, there will be beings that will build cities of light, meaning cities of health, wealth. Mm-hmm. They're crystalline charged. Like that's why I come in with the technology in you. Yep. Well, we have towers that are out of crystalline compound concrete that's crystalline charged. Mm-hmm. Cities of light, and it says that those who carry darkness or dark intent can't even be in there. You can't even live in there.
No, it'll barbecue your ass.
Yeah, you'll be fried, or you'll be purging till you are clear to walk the streets of light, and that is decreed by scriptures that are older than you can even think of. And I want to see who's building the sanctuaries in the cities.
We'll see what's what. But here, I mean, I already thought of a hit YouTube show. It's called "Who's Getting Barbecued in the Parking Lot at the City of Light." And we just have like street cams, you know, like light night, like people pulling up, like I'm going to.
Yeah.
I can't enter the property. It's like, oh, we got a winner, you know, pulled up on the main screen, you know.
Darkness cannot go where light.
It's everything's frequency. You can't. Here's the thing: you can't bullshit frequency. You can't bullshit vibration. You can't talk to it. You can't outthink it. It's literally the tendrils, the connection, the vibration of the universe flowing through any object. It's greater than any sort of material thing. You can't bullshit vibration.
Yeah.
So you know.
So I wanted to mention, because we've been so intellectual with the market and all that stuff, mm-hmm. but in all this attraction of abundance, understand or understand the miracles are real. So I want to mention two examples. One was Joe Dispenza, who regrew his vertebrae. They said you will never walk again. He sits in a wheelchair, and then he regrows and restructures that by going by mind visualization and his psionic power into his construct of the anatomy of the body, rebuilds the body, gets out the wheelchair after weeks, because it takes time, and walks and teaches that. And I've seen a movie that I recommend, if you haven't seen it, The Source. There's a lady, she had her thyroid cut out. She did the meditation. I seen her on stage, and she regrew the thyroid, and doctor said that's impossible. So we got to get out of what's impossible and get into the miracle. Once it's real, all the debate, all, you'd say, doctors that are stuck in protocol that can't develop past this are yesterday. What is the frequency that makes it real and makes it happen? Greg Braden showed a video in, I think, Vietnam, where a lady had an inoperable tumor in her bladder, and these dudes sit there and going, wassa, and you see how this thing in the camera disintegrates, tumor-free, bladder clear, and things can happen. That's what you always say, the next level. Then we got to get you to the miraculous next level, where also we are giving you an upliftment that you walk away, or from our events where you're like, you know what, I feel so much better. I feel so, I want to do stuff. Right now, those who are watching right now, like, I'm feeling activated. Right now, the planet's basically literally in our behind. What are you going to do?
What are you firing off right now?
Right
now it's firing off. Yeah. So, no, that's the vibe. And the reason why we come out here, and speak our vibe and share it from here to South Africa, coast to coast, love in Australia, and everyone, listen, there's a vibe coming. There's a frequency and a vibration that is higher than anything else we have felt inbound. There's something where a lot of people, when they're handed a bunch of abundance, are going to freak out. Come back to this video and chill and just listen, we're in the same boat you are. But I'm also here to say it's also time to get to work. It's not time to hoard wealth. It's time to purchase land. I think I'm going to have to literally buy a concrete plant in Camp Verde. Because I'm sitting there going, how much is it per, 1,000 pounds of concrete? I'm going, I need way more than that. I'm like, how much is it for your concrete plant in Camp Verde? I'm thinking like big things where we do a City of Light, and then all my homies in AZ are like, hey, can I borrow the crane? I'm like, sure. Can I get so X and X, amount of concrete from your, the concrete plant? Yeah. Are you going to mix it with the quartz crystals from our mine in Arkansas? What I'm trying to say is that I see a neural web of all of us coming together. I don't see some small baby bullshit thing. I don't see that at all. And what they're saying is you guys are ready to actually do what you came here to do, which was flip a planet. The planet, not a country, not your town, not your city, the planet Earth. That's what we came here for. The Earth. This whole plane. So people can talk about their small little manifest. I'm not here for that shit. I didn't incarnate for your small little dream. I incarnated for all of us coming together and flipping a planet.
Our dream.
Our dream.
Also,
dude.
It's evaluation time. Make no mistakes. If there are people out there with no names that sit on $300 billion and they're hoarding, your soul is being evaluated by Anubis or whatever you want to call it, or the Grim Reaper. You'll be checked.
Or you're puppeting by an Archon. Archon's been plugged into you for 30 years.
When you're having overflow, that's the ancient law. You share. When you bring back more fish than your village can handle, you bring the fish to the neighboring villages.
Yes.
That's law. And the ancients know this, and the hoarders know this, and those who hold on to their treasure chests, and who knows how many riches have vaults with, I don't know, $700 billion of gold sitting there in bullions in their basement, unregistered to this day.
Yeah, 100%.
They're all under evaluation because these vaults will all be open, and they're like, why are you not sharing? Because you don't need $700 billion for one life. You need to fix the planet, and that's what all souls came here to do, to raise this entire, that's why I understand your emotional emphasis. It's like, what are we doing here? Like when Michael Jackson sings, you're just another part of me. He says the planets are lining up.
Hey,
He sings it.
Yo,
like how much blatant do you want the information for? You know?
if these beings think that in these families that have been hoarding this gold, listen, the whole thing is this. There's a lot of these dragon families that wanted to release these abundance.
Yes.
But we were under literal Luciferian, satanic, draconian control.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to say that to the public. They didn't want to say under every single metropolitan city, there's a satanic base in a city where these guys have been running shit with hybrids and reptilians for a couple 100,000 years. You know what I'm saying? A couple hundred to 1,000 years plus.
Yeah.
They didn't want to tell the public that. They wanted to do this stuff, and I hope so. I'm just trying to say there was a lot of things and like why so much cleanup and while the child trafficking being cleaned up is so important, because when that's cleaned up, that's removal. You have to remove what's, first of all, taking those children, number one. Feeding off those children, number two, but three, the entire system they set up on the surface to feed something so dark. The whole thing had to be dismantled. Okay? So I'm just trying to say that I hope that's the reason why this has taken so long. I really do. Because if not, some of these beings who are supposed to be the stewards of this wealth, it's 100% a fail for you, your family, above and below. So I really hope you have a great excuse on why this has taken so long. I really do. And all the coffers and all the money that anything could ever give you, if you think you're going to graduate by doing that, you're absolutely high. There's no way.
You get no spiritual powers.
Nah.
As in people want these superpowers.
There's no way.
These holy cities, read the Vedic structures, whatever
You're
it is.
delusional if you think that. You're absolutely delusional.
Divine action, no divine release within your entire system will happen. That's impossible because there's a universal law that overrides everything that everybody would ever dream of. Right now, what you told me a while ago, it's a big show on the informational Armageddon that we're watching. Social media is full of fragmentation technology and distraction memes and doom scrolling to get you out of the fractal of your wholeness. You gotta look at things with your phone that are conducive for your soul development now more than ever. And I know that what's coming is for people like us that are right and just. And I'm not saying he's a saint, you're a saint. It says this: the chosen one must choose to be chosen and then carry that responsibility. And when you're able to carry that, it is seen and it's known in the light. What does Yoda always say? With darkness shroud itself, it's covered up, you can't see clearly, you don't have a clear picture, there's no transparency. That's when you know you're dealing with darkness. And it tries to mimic God, it tries to mimic source, but it cannot embody the divine light of source. And that's what we will see now that's coming out. And I don't know, these old rich folks that still sit on their assets and royals with bought fake names, they know they're not royal bloodline. They know they bought in.
It's
scam. Time to open the gates and distribute to those who are valuable and important. And I know they know that they kind of know who we are. You cannot tell me.
They've known for a long time who we are. The issue is that, I've said this for 15 years. They really, this planet, listen, let's kind of zoom out and actually talk about this. This planet in the outskirts of the Milky Way galaxy was running and operating under, like I said, the reptilians say we were here first. They really do believe that. And that's what they say. Say we got here 200,000 years ago, right? This species that we're operating in right now. Let's just say that, okay?
Throw in a number.
So, this particular suit, what I'm trying to say, what a lot of these beings don't grasp on this planet is this. These beings on this planet are like high school kids. Their souls are the age of high school kids. The Sakaar that came here to take over this territory are high school kids in the lower dimensions. What I'm trying to express to every single being above and below ground is there are beings from the galactic center who have been for 1 billion years who are staring at you in this game, monitoring every single move you make, every breath you take. I'll be watching you. And I'm sitting here staring at these guys going, do you know who's actually watching the game? Do you understand what you're doing? It's all being recorded, dude. And there's some beings that are so in their ego, like it's like a bunch of Cujos running in circles. They think they're King Kong.
Yeah. And so it's recorded forever.
Yeah.
It's for every move you make is recorded for eternity.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to say, to be honest, I'm like, you guys, listen, I don't care what baby crayon story they told you in religion. The Majestic 12 that they made Bob Lazar read this huge manual about what's really going on down here, and the ET species, go look at the Bob Lazar interviews when he goes, yeah, the Majestic 12 paper is kind of undo everything in every single religion. It explains actually what went down on the planet. What I'm trying to say is, let's skip forward past that. Coming from your heart, seeking balance, and assisting your loved ones, and becoming a better version of yourself is the most prominent and purposeful thing any soul can do and experience and grow. And all of your aspects see the pain and growth it takes to do just that. And that's why Earth is so difficult and so dense. It's because it's like you have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders while you're processing and doing your own shit. So it's like you're doing double duty every night. But here's the thing. The acceleration that can take place in this one incarnation right now that you're in right now, it's like 7-10-fold. Listen, you know, you're one of your past lives as a fractal, you could have been a damn sheep farmer. And 80% of your day you spent walking sheep around eating grass. There really wasn't much neural link capability going on there. Okay, people have lives like this, ladies and gents. What I'm trying to say is that it's like 7 lives, and it's not in one incarnation. We're so hyper accelerated. It's 7 lives in 10, 20, 30 years. You're supposed to process 7 generations back by the time you're 40, 50 years old. And now you're like, what would you like me to do now? It's like you're a galactic officer who's having to process and transmute everything that the suit is carrying as you activate your dormant DNA. And then once you're above that plateau, now source, what would you like me to do? What would you like me to facilitate? How many hundreds of thousands of beings do I need to help in this territory? How many hundreds of thousands of beings do I need to help in this territory? And for all of us working together, the number's millions. So that's what I'm trying to say. Each and every single one of you guys is so valuable to the collective and all of us, but do not get it twisted. A lot of us aren't from these families whatsoever. We're galactic command that are pure energy sources that had to pick a mommy and a daddy because we had to come through a 3D vessel suit. So you might think like, oh my God, why are they calling you guys the chosen ones? Our souls are from source, mixing with a bunch of weird stuff that's been going on the surface of this world. That's what I'm trying to say. You think we're all the same. We have the same experiences. I have more memories of being on a Starfleet command holodyne deck than I do being in a human suit on this planet. And our whole thing moving through this game is, can you find happiness? Can you find your purpose? Is your inner child having fun? Are you growing? That's the most simplest thing that will let you know exactly where you really are. Because knowing all the answers in the universe, hey, congratulations. You're now a very expensive quantum laptop. Now, what is that quantum laptop can tell you about feeling or heart or emotions? It can't. That's what your heart's for. That's what our creator's for. That's what our eternal soul tells us. That's why we have hearts. That is the feeling. How does it feel to be a creator being? Are you here to help your friends and love them and pick them up? Or are you here to serve yourself? What kind of creator being do you want to be? And I just got to be honest. The only being I serve, the source of all things, he or she is a big kid. And that inner child that being has and that raw creative force is something that the human vocabulary can't even put into words. The magnitude of power that type of being has to create. So I'm just trying to say, I'd rather be like a being like that than all this 5,000 years of bullshit they've been trying to force feed me down here that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So that's all I'm trying to say. How do you feel about that?
Well, I wanted to say that your friend Russell with the syntax, he said something. Yeah. He said basically, my conclusion and downloads is that when you kill a human, you're killing only the proxy server to the main hub from the soul. So the soul will come back until the job is done. Hence, we have more population on this planet because all the killing doesn't go anywhere. Everybody comes back until the job is done. So these wars are proxy wars. They're shutting the proxy servers and the avatars down, thinking they can enforce their willpower. What that will enforce is the ascension process will be accelerated and they come back. That's how nonsensical war of any kind is. And remember, in Planet of the Apes, ape don't kill ape. That's what Caesar said. But that's a message that we are the monkeys right now, and we need to wake up from that monkey state, that a human doesn't do harm to a human, period. And when we are developed enough, we are worthy to be galactic citizens. Yes, some will be chosen because these are the ones that climb the freaking hill, like we climbed Mount Shasta, and on the brink of death.
Yes.
And others, sit in a coffee, sipping a little coffee and having the little superficial reply rhyme time robot talk and no experience, while we chose to go out there.
Yeah.
So there is a difference between a selected few and those who do not choose to go there. So yeah, everybody is equal under God,
Yes.
but not everybody makes the same choices. And so here is you have the chance to get up and say, well, you know what? I'm choosing to involve myself into that. Nobody says it's a walk on the beach to wake up. For us, it was like we get smacked in the face. You got all these sensory perception, all this conspiracy, and you see what's going on. The influence is puppet master. It's not a walk in the park. It's a shock to the system over and over and over until you're like, okay, breathe, integrate, now do your job. Concentrate.
And half the part of climbing through the ascension game with your higher selves, because as you push up from the basement, going from 3D to 4D or 3D to 5D, your higher selves also have to shift, but they have to go up as well. So what I'm trying to say is a lot of my life I found, especially 10 years of it, when you're doing the shadow integration stuff. Yes, 10 years of shadow integration. People are like, I had my shadow integration, I'm done. I did it. It took me 6 weeks. I got it. I did ayahuasca. And now I am integrated. Listen, it takes time to learn how, who you really are and how you tick, right? Like what's the inner version of yourself and what are you trying to transmute? What did you come here? Sometimes we're transmuting bloodline things. Sometimes we're transmuting all kinds of things that, maybe needed us light beings out there to transmute the darkness and figure this stuff out. What I'm getting into is at the end of the day, knowing thyself is going to be your ultimate strength, where you realize you're the angel and the boogeyman at the same time. You realize you're the highest light and the highest night at the same time. What is any being down here going to do when you realize you're all of it? What sort of boogie woogie Freddy Krueger thing is going to happen where they come at you like Freddy Krueger and all of a sudden you turn into, what the Hellraiser, and you're like, open the box, man. This is about to get weird.
Ooh,
the cube. I mean, I'll get the hooks coming out. Freddy Krueger's up like this, like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't know. I'm like, you don't want to play with this. I'm trying to work on my inner child, bruh. I'm not here for some freaking oogie boogie shoogie doogie shit that came out of some dark portal in New Mexico because it's just out there doing weird. I mean, I'm not trying to deal with the gremlins running around down here. I'm trying to get my family in their power so they can emanate so much light it transmutes any gremlin, night creature, shadow version until the entire shadowland is just compressed. Like here it starts like 40 like this. We have so much light coming from the physical, it just starts smashing these beings up against the wall. They're turning into wallpaper with some of you guys when you turn your lights on. You become the light, and all of the creepy crawly things are running into the dark forest going, get away. He will transmute you. If you get close enough to that thing, it will literally reprogram your code. That's how powerful source beings are. You'll forget that you were the dark lord of the Wonka Tonka. All of a sudden, you're like skipping on a rainbow, playing with Palladians. That's how powerful some of you guys are. You have the power to rewrite darkness itself. That's our secret, ladies and gents.
You're not experiencing reality, you are recoding it. Remember the Dark Crystal?
Yeah, 100%.
When the Skeksis, all of a sudden, the reptilians had no chance and they had to be integrated with their lost
And when they went back into
it, they became these superior light beings.
And then they're like, I'm so sorry, my night side was so naughty. Eating all of you little dudes for 1,000 years. No, but I'm saying that is, if you guys want to watch the Dark Crystal, that was the polarization.
Yeah.
The old wise ones and the weird dark ones, when they were integrated, all of a sudden he was like, Wayne.
It's basically when God returns, it's party's over.
Yeah.
I don't care what you claim you are or whatever power you think you have or wealth you have. Everything has to align to source code.
Yes.
As decreed by divine high throne authority of the Holy of Holies. And that's past anything you can ever talk about or write about, because it just is pure authority of divine presence.
And all higher selves, all councils, everything follows that in every sector of the universe. Guys, the only difference between, by the way, I don't want to say like there's dragons, elders, then there's draconian, then there's the Sakar, the little jackasses that went rogue. What I'm trying to say is that these rogue environments, I don't want to blame any particular species by one rogue group that's gone around and been a bunch of teenage jackasses doing stupid shit. Okay? You have to understand, from the highest level of some of these ancient species that are in this universe, the dragons come from a different universe, as do the Lyrans. They come from different universes. They came to this universe. So what I'm trying to say is when you guys zoom back into all the different wars, the electric wars, fast forward, we have, obviously the Lemurian and then the Atlantean wars here. There have been very ancient, sophisticated species on this planet. It's just now time for this graduating class to take their power back and step up. And that's all I'd like to say.
Yeah, remember Lord of the Flies?
Yeah.
When the kids had all their hierarchy and they all acting like the fool, that's who we are. And then the grown-ups, the troops return to pick them up. The whole entire hierarchy collapses. And
because
you have no authority, you're kids. You're going home.
You're going home, yeah.
Yeah, that's what Lord of the Flies is. Read the book or watch the movie. That's just, you can say, a quantum knoll to wake you up that when divine source returns, and some holy books say it, all knees shall be bent.
I think Zachary played Piggy in that movie. I'm just kidding. Listen, I'm just kidding. I think he played it. No, I'm just kidding. We're making jokes now. Yeah. Listen, but no, back into a more common thing. Each and every one of you is going to work on your light.
Yeah.
Charge from the sun. Detox the heavy metals. Try to choose a better diet. Okay. Work on coming together. Work on your projects. Create your artwork. Create what your gardens are.
Enjoy what you do.
Enjoy what you do, but keep manifesting, creating. Because if you listen to this narrative and you keep creating apocalypto, there's no food. We're going to Walmart. All this weird shit. When you kind of zoom out of it, it actually looks like it's just a lower form of reality that a lot of us do not want to participate in whatsoever. And listen, I love Zachary too. Erica's like, stop it. I love Zach. Listen. So he was famous. That's Piggy. No, I'm just kidding.
He has to.
Listen, but dance party.
Yeah, just pay attention to, all you see on Netflix is when the narrative is all horror and doom, everybody's dying.
I'm so over this shit.
I'm kind of like, okay, what are we watching now? Can we watch some adventurous, magical?
The hero's journey, overcoming, I mean, that's why I watch anime.
Yeah.
I watch anime all the time because, I'm sorry, Western civilization and your content sucks. Well, we get, a superhero movie once every 4 times. And even this, the new Tron movie. Oh my.
You watched it? You saw it?
Ares? I mean, listen, I don't have words. Daft Punk, I literally want to rip that movie when it comes out and redo all the soundtrack with Daft Punk. I was like, what am I watching here? And then it was weird. It was strange. Disney's hashtag just, it needs a reboot. Someone needs to get in there and just knock that shit out.
They're running out of ideas.
Yikes. Yowza bowza. So that's all I wanted to say about that. But with that, ladies and gents, we just wanted to jump on here, let you know the digital download will be on available Saturday. My brother, Arcturus Ra, will be on the Sunday panel on the Divine Masculine. There's also a Divine Feminine panel. That'll be available Saturday, TeamLight.com for digital download. If you have the app, you guys can already see 3 of the videos is up right now in the premium. What else? In 1 week's time from this Saturday, so not this Saturday. What is today? Wednesday. This Saturday, all the links are up. The following Saturday, I will put a landing page for all you guys that want to do the pre-order for Rise. This event will sell out. I already have 2 marketing companies that are trying to come at me to sell all of our tickets to I don't know. I'd rather sell to my friend. I want my friends and family to get their tickets before they like market this thing out of control. So it's going to be a huge event here at Rise. EMF devices, check out teamlightstore.com under EMF. My favorite is obviously the large EMF protective flower, large and small that you can hang. The black rose is great for transmuting dark energy and EMF. I want you guys to know something. In the black layers on my devices, which are on all the devices, I always have an EMF layer, but that's black tourmaline shungite. But the thing that my stuff has that not many don't is black kyanite. Crushed black kyanite, but black kyanite in general, that is the magic mix to protect you from dark energies. But really, people that know how to throw shade or like dark archonic energies use black kyanite. That is your number one go-to. And with our new white stuff on the Fifth Element capstones that we had at Rise of the Guardians, those are available. But the new white mix, I don't think they know. We have 4 or 5 different very special elements to it. But we also have your special powder. Want to talk about it?
So I have photonically enhanced 23-dimensional from the vacuum accelerated photons in crystalline substance. So I give him some stuff.
We do a trade,
to put in his mix. Once again, Arcturus Ra, my channel. If you want to find me, explore things that I do, that I teach.
Here, type that in right here so everyone can find your channel. Yeah, let me click right here on the... Boom. He's going to put that in right now for his YouTube channel. And what's your website? It's...
I put it in www.r-key.com.
Rawkey.com. He's going to put it right in the comments, guys. So feel free to share that on all the platforms.
Those who want to explore.
Yeah.
And like Ryan said, also for those who work with their chat systems, I teach how to hook up divine codes to protect yourself from spyware and all that other stuff. So I teach that. So watch me. Okay, let me put in the website. Yeah,
just put that right in. Do you guys have any specific questions? Yeah, Rise of the Guardians. Yeah, thank you, Lisa. It's on and popping. I want to do this. I got some new things. I'll show you guys some pictures. I went a little crazy on the speakers. I know we rocked the house.
That is phenomenal.
I went bigger. I got more stuff. So
you have quad now.
Yeah.
And more woofers, basically.
I have the two 18s plus 2 15s because I have 2 3-way JBLs. So they have they're 15-inch 3-ways, and then we have obviously the big the 12-inch 2-ways that are up on the thing. So
I'm gonna have some fun. My set's ready.
He's gonna DJ. He'll be on stage with us, and then he's also gonna do a little bit of DJing at the beginning of the party.
Yeah.
At the Galactic Ball, and then obviously my brother David Palmer. He'll be there, closing and just crushing that whole thing. And I'm really excited. So I get to talk to David. I might be talking to JP either this Friday or next Wednesday. I have to look at my phone and check that out. So we'll have more interviews coming up on TeamLight. And ladies and gents, this is just a little love we're sending your way. Pay attention. Financial markets are changing right now. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. And with that, was there anything else you'd like to say, brother?
Well, stay on the path. And if anything that that constricts you or feels tight in the chest, it's a no-go. That means if it feels like crap, it usually is. So follow the light, stick with the light. Isn't there a new one coming out?
Mandalorian.
Can't wait.
I can't wait.
I ate that up.
Listen,
you think you're the only one?
Wait, I just said this is the way. I just said this is the way.
Yeah.
But this is Grogu with my Hawaiian. This is my family in Hawaii. They made this lei for
and he's
Grogu.
Green. That's why he's
green. All right, you guys. I'll see you guys soon. All right. Till next time. Peace.
Of the dawn, allow these energies to merge, to merge, to merge, to merge. the dawn, allow these energies to merge so that the dawn or the light is awakened within them. Awakened within, awakened within, awakened within, awakened within, awakened within.